The smell of roasted turkey and the sound of children's laughter filled the air as families gathered in their homes, celebrating Thanksgiving. But for Jack Coleman, the holiday was just another day in his modest auto repair shop on the outskirts of Springfield. Jack wasn't bitter about missing dinner. He had no family of his own. His parents had passed away years ago, and his fiancée had left, unable to cope with his long hours and humble lifestyle. To Jack, work was his sanctuary. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the deserted streets, Jack was about to close up when his shop phone rang. He hesitated, glancing at the clock. It was almost 7 p.m. Sighing, he picked up. "Coleman's Auto Repair," he said, his voice gruff but kind. "Hi, we're stranded on Route 19, about 10 miles out of town," came a shaky voice. "Our car won't start, and I've got my kids with me. We've been here for hours. Can you help?" Jack could hear the panic and exhaustion in the woman's voice. He looked at the untouched sandwich he had planned for dinner and grabbed his coat. "I'm on my way," he replied. The family's car was an old station wagon with a hood that had seen better days. The woman, Sarah, stood by the roadside with 2 young children huddled under a blanket in the back seat. Her gratitude was evident as Jack pulled up in his battered truck. "You didn't have to come out tonight," she said, her eyes glossy with relief. Jack shrugged. "Can't leave anyone stranded, especially not on Thanksgiving." He quickly diagnosed the issue, a broken alternator. It wasn't a quick fix, but he had the tools in his truck to get the car running enough to make it back to town. As he worked under the flickering light of his portable lamp, Sarah offered him a cup of lukewarm coffee from a thermos. "Why aren't you home with your family?" she asked. Jack smiled faintly. "This is what I do. Besides, no one's waiting for me at home." Her face softened, but she said nothing, watching as Jack meticulously repaired the car. By the time he finished, it was past 10 p.m. The car roared to life, and the kids cheered from the back seat. Sarah reached into her purse, pulling out a handful of crumpled bills. "It's all I have, but you deserve more." Jack shook his head. "Keep it. Just promise me you'll drive straight to wherever you need to go." Tears filled Sarah's eyes. "You don't understand. This means everything to us. I wish I could do something for you." Jack waved her off with a chuckle, his heart swelling despite his fatigue. "Take care of those kids. That's thanks enough." As Sarah drove off, Jack stood there for a moment, watching the taillights disappear into the night. He felt a strange sense of peace, even as his stomach growled in protest. The next morning, Jack arrived at his shop to find a sleek black limousine parked out front. A well-dressed man stepped out, holding an envelope. "Jack Coleman?" the man asked. Jack nodded, confused. "I work for Sarah Stanton," the man said, handing him the envelope. Jack's jaw dropped. Sarah Stanton was a billionaire philanthropist, known for her generosity and secretive nature. Inside the envelope was a handwritten note. "Dear Jack. Your kindness turned what could have been a nightmare into a blessing. I didn't tell you who I was because I wanted to see the kind of man you truly are. And you, Jack, are extraordinary. Enclosed is a token of my gratitude, use it however you see fit. With love and thanks, Sarah Stanton." Jack unfolded the check tucked inside. His hands trembled as he read the amount, $250,000. Word of Jack's story spread quickly through the town, and soon, his humble shop became a symbol of selflessness. But Jack didn't use the money to leave or start a new life. Instead, he expanded his shop, offering free repairs to struggling families and training young mechanics who needed a second chance. Years later, when asked why he chose to stay, Jack would smile and say, "Because sometimes, helping someone else find their way is the best way to find your own." And every Thanksgiving, Jack made sure his shop was open, not because he needed the work, but because he never wanted anyone to feel stranded, especially on a day meant for giving thanks.